Hey, I'm Kev Kim. Let's come on some more coverage from Season 4 of Formula Xbox. And are you ready to Abu Dhabi and qualify as well? As we actually did a qualifying that for round 19 of the season, round the Yas Marina circuit on Yas Island in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates for the fourth to last round of the season in our Force India. And as you can see, there are 10 guys on the grid, and we are doing our qualifying that right at the end of the session. We've already lost a second in the first sector. Pretty incredible that, but the setup in general was a bit better than I'm used to having around this circuit. That circuit handled a bit better for me, and the car seemed to handle a bit better, but the tyre wear was so ridiculous, as you will see in the race. It only took a few laps for either compound, whatever tyre you're on, for them to just fall to pieces, to just go off the cliff. And so you really had to manage the tyres, you really had to stretch the stints out to do a one stop. I did a two stop, bit of a mistake, as hanging on to that one stop proved to be a bit better than, you know, keeping the track position was better than trying to just chase time all the time through the race. And so yeah, just overall just lots of mistakes this race for me, unfortunately, in the Force India, as we have Mr. Jokers on pole. I don't think there's no R's to M in this race, so Red Bull, all the resources are behind our overlord drastic midget, and he does repay them in this race, you will see. But going wide into penultimate corner, as I said, those mistakes this race from me. We got undescribed in the Sauber, we got Aaron in the Sauber as well. So Sauber always, you know, swapping the drivers out this season. As Pro Racing is in second in the Ferrari, there is Aaron in for a great qualifying from him, head of Sam in the Marussia, and there's Justin Midge in Red Bull in fifth. James Lang, Sir Lane in the Marussia, in the Toro Rosso, sorry. And then undescribed in his first league race, I believe, ever, as we share the back row of the grid with Stockman in the Ferrari. 10 drivers ready for the 5 lights to go out, and we are away in the Abu Dhabi race. 14 laps of this majestic architecture and some roads in between it, as we are going towards the first corner, and it's like, oh, the Williams of Mr. Lang has been pushed out, he's been bullied out, and into the second corner we've hit the back of him. That's hit Sir Lane, and that's it. Stop Matt on the inside. I have caused a catastrophe there. I put my hands up for that. You know, that was poor driving on my part. Just turned in too much into that corner. And on the second lap, Mr. Lang has caught up to us as we lock up into the right-hander outrigger. So you're going to see this quite a lot in this race. And so we just let him go around or outside into the left-hander. Let him through, basically. We were going to slow down. After that instant, but as you saw, everyone was spinning all over the place. And so so I had to wait quite a long time to let them pass me. So, you know, I just sped up and then I let them through once they're behind me. But as you can see, I was going all over the place in the early part of this race. As you can see, Mr. Jokers does a 1:40. We do a 1:47. 7 seconds off the pace already. As onto that free into the left and right, the pointless left and right. I find they're just lazy corners, they seem. Into the hairpin with that humongous curve on the inside. You will see we get to mount that curve quite a lot, I will say. Might have to censor those parts of that video, of this video. But as you can see, into the last sector, into that right hander, we actually made it. But we got Stockman in the Ferrari, all over our backside. Looking left, looking left, looking left. But we're not letting him down our left hand side at the moment. But onto that forward, it was DRS time now, and he is right behind us as Mr. Lang has got past undescribed in front of us, as he's looking down our left, passing on our left hand side here, and we're going to try and cut back on him. Unfortunately, we went too wide, too slow, and Stop Matt is already into the distance before we can think of cutting back on him. So yeah, poor job from us. As I said, loads of mistakes. This was loads of mistakes this race for me, as we've got Sir Lane behind us in the Toro Rosso trying to, you know, come back from that first corner instant, or second corner instant, as Stop Matt locks up and we outlock him better. Look at that, great job there into the tarmac and into that right hander. And as you can see, into the left hander now in this last sector, and on to the next lap. Unfortunately, we're behind Aaron, who has gone missing in his Sauber, and after that great qualifying, it's just not turning out in the race for Aaron, unfortunately. As on to lap 6 now. As you can see, we're on our new tyres, and as you can see, we've got some guys pitting as well. We've got Sir Lane, pitting. We have got Undescribed behind us as well. And it looks like we're up to 8th position. We're going to be starting making moves on these fresh tyres. As for this part of the race, for a couple of laps, I was actually decent. I actually put in some lap times. I was actually gaining time on people. I was gaining time on Sam in the Marussia, who unfortunately joins right in front of us though. I was gaining time on Sir Lane in the Toro Rosso. He's staying out on those tyres, getting very worn, and me and Sam were just reeling him in. Look at that in front of us. They are fighting hard. I gained time on Stop Matt as well. I jumped him in the pit stops. The undercut working here. But as I said in India, the undercut's kind of negated by the tyre wear around here, just as like India. So I'm going to be struggling hard on these tyres. But look at that. Sam's past Sir Lane, and now out of the hairpin, out of the left-hander. Looking at round his outsiders. Unfortunately, Sir Lane's struggling with the traction there, struggling with his old tyres. He is bound to pit soon, as we are bound to pit soon as well. As I said, we committed to a 2-stop here around this race, where most people tried to eke out this 1-stop, and it worked out for them in the end, as we're trying to follow Sam, making our way through the field. And unfortunately, through around Abu Dhabi, you're going to see that a lot, corner cutting there. And quite an unusual place as well, corner cutting there into the left-hander. Don't see that often. As into the final sector now, we have got Stop Matt all over our backside. He's taking care of Sir Lane. He's trying to take care of us as well as we go wide in the left-hander. And there he goes down our left-hand side and into 6th position, as we are about to head towards the pit lane and make our final stop. So is Sir Lane as well, and so we have got we've got similar strategies now lining up for this last part of the race, as unfortunately Aaron's vehicle has destroyed him. Had enough of this race, unfortunately, and unfortunately what a bad race for him after a fantastic qualifying in that Sauber. And as you can see, he's not going to be long before he leaves the building, unfortunately. Head to Abu Dhabi City, just drown his sorrows a bit there. But as you can see, going wide once again in that flip-flop corners there. And now we've got trouble behind us. We've got Sir Lane behind us. As I told you, we're going to be melting that curb hard throughout this race, and that's one of them. And now down this back straight, he's got the DRS on. He's probably got some curds going on. As well. Maybe some curds. Maybe you can cook those in the Toro Rosso as well during the race. But he's looking down our left-hand side. We're going to do what we're going to do to stop Matt earlier in the race, except we outbraked ourselves. We just positioned ourselves badly, and Sir Lane did a fantastic job of placing his car and just outsinking us there, as we outsport ourselves there and getting past us. So great job from Sir Lane there. And now he's just going to speed away into the distance, as into that left right again. We've mounted that curb again as well. As I said, mistakes, they pile up round here, and they really do add up round here. As we have James Lane Williams, he's retired from the race, unfortunately. As we saw earlier, maybe the damage from that hit earlier just was too much. But as you can see, it wasn't long before he left the building. As now Sir Lane's caught up to Undescribed on his Sauber, struggling with his tyres as he's trying to eke out this 1-stop here. And then it's like Sir Lane's made a move round his inside there, but he's just made it through. Nice move from Sir Lane with of course the tyre advantage. Now we got the DRS on the Sauber, looking down his left-hand side as we head towards these tight left-right corners, the flip-flops in the middle of this middle sector. And it looks like we're going down his inside, and it looks like we've placed our car in front of his, getting a little bit of the back end coming out, going over the curb. But we are ahead into 7th spot. Can you just follow Sir Lane for the rest of the race? This is our plan. So head towards the final corner of the 12th lap, heading on to the penultimate lap, and we've gone wide, and that has allowed Undescribed past us as we drove a bit abysmally when we got ahead of him, unfortunately. So he's always on the back of our tail, and if we made a mistake, as you saw, he can get ahead of us. But once again, we got DRS on him. Can we make it stick this time into the flip-flops in the middle of this lap, as he's always hit us a bit there? And our driver's getting a bit angry. Calm down. Just concentrate on getting away from this Sauber now for the rest of the races. We've got ahead of him. But at the end of this straight, you will see, well, kind of straight, you will see the Sauber's on our right hand side, looking round our outside. We are banging wheels. As you can see, we kind of forced ourselves onto cutting that corner on the left hand side, but he's just forced his way around our outside. Great job from him on those older tyres. He may be struggling a bit, but this is going to be a battle for the wooden spoon, and I don't want a wooden spoon. I've got too many in my collection. As he has outbraked himself, and he's locking up all over the place. He's really struggling, but this is really going to be battling hard as we just push him off the track. That's how you deal with rookies. Well, Actually, mate, that's not how you're meant to deal with rookies, actually. But as you'll see, going on to the final lap now, out of the final corner, we just slowed down a bit. We were too harsh there, pushing him into the barrier. Not acceptable, really. And so we let him through. And we're going to have a battle on this final lap. Can we make it third time lucky, as we let him know we're still there by hitting his side pod. Didn't have the side pod glitch. It's just about okay. But through the flip-flops, and now you can see we're nicking round his outside. We've tapped in a bit here. We're getting a bit leery on the final lap. As I said, I don't want this wooden spoon. I don't want another one in my collection, as Mr. Joker's wins in his McLaren. Well done to him. As you go down this back straight, get our DRS on, get our slipstream on, get some curves on as well. Get down his left-hand side, as we are finally going to make it third. Is it third time lucky for us past the Salvos? We get a bang in our side pod here. Oh, it looks like he turned in too early. Unfortunately, undescribed. Just turned in too early. Sidewalk glitch did the rest, unfortunately. And so we do claim 7th spot in the end. It was a bit of a hard battle in the end there. But this race, as I said, just mistakes piling up. Should have started with the one stop. Should have tried to eke it out. Like Stop Matt, who cars just failed on him. He has no tread on the tyre to complete his outlap, as he lost over 10 seconds that final lap. So another lap I might have got Stop Matt as well, but he finished ahead of SN Steph. Well done to Mr. Jokers, well done to Pro Racing 69, and Drastic Midget on the podium. Our Overlord did well in the Red Bull. But I'll see you in the USA next time out. So out for watching, and I'll see you then.